Well, a very good morning, a good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're tuned in. You're welcome to this live session once again. My name is Michael Bulierali, and I'm going to be your host. Always a pleasure talking to you and being here, with you. Thank you so much for joining in from wherever you're joining us from. First and foremost, I bring you warm greetings from your bank, our bank. Thank you so much for the stewardship and for the business partnership that you've accorded us over the years. Indeed, if you're not aware, but I believe many of you are aware, last year we did celebrate our 40 years of existence, and we could not have made 40 years if it wasn't for your support. We have grown by leaps and bounds. You might have also heard that we are now in Malawi. We are, and there's plans to even expand further. Well, without much ado, today we are here to talk matters renewable energy financing. But renewable energy financing is a small component of a bigger component that we are calling ESG. In a bit, I think the colleague that I'm hosting will be able to break down, a little bit generally what ESG means before we dive into the topic of focus for today. I'm happy to announce that I'm hosting Abdul Chanika, who is a colleague of mine here at Centenary Bank and is our manager housing and renewable finance. So Abdul, happy to host you. It's always good to talk to you, to get to listen to what you have to say. Please kindly introduce yourself to our viewers mostly, but I know there are also some listeners. And we'll kickstart our conversation. Sorry we delayed a bit, but kindly introduce yourself and we'll start our conversation today.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you to talk to our listeners about our renewable energy financing. Renewable energy financing is part of our ESG strategy, that's environment and social governance, like you said, where we are looking at reaching under our social governance arm. We are looking at reaching out to the marginalized groups like youth and women, to reach out them to extend our financial services for sustainability. And governance, we are looking at how we can include women in our governance in all at all levels, at least to have an appropriate representation. That's our ESG. But under environment we are looking at how can we mitigate climate change through various interventions. One of them, of course, is energy efficiency, where we can, as the bank, save as much energy as possible. Like you see, we want to install solar in at least 10 branches, but by 2026, we want all our branches to be under renewable. You see us participating in planting trees as part of the climate change mitigation, and water and paper in efficiency utilization of resources. So, but also this component of renewable energy is falling under the environment, where we see how can we reduce the carbon print, not only for us, but also for our clients, but also allow them to have access to clean and affordable energy. So that is basically, Michael, that's what we talk about ESG. And you saw recently under the annual bankers conference, it became the major theme. So even Bank of Uganda has released the ESG framework. It's expecting all banks to be looking at ESG issues. Briefly, that's what I can share with our listeners about ESG. Back to you, Michael.
We actually have our viewers understand exactly that larger component of ESG, from which we're going to be discussing the renewable energy financing options that our bank is giving. And thank you so much. From what you said, I pick out one or two things around why is ESG becoming such an important component in in the banking industry. And you pointed out there that Bank of Uganda, as well as the Uganda Bankers Association, actually outed a framework for ESG reporting, which means that it is now a compliance issue. Financial institutions have to comply, have to show how they're implementing ESG strategies across the board. It's no longer an issue of being putting customers first, or doing people a favor. It is actually now a compliance issue, because now the regulator is involved. Abdul, thank you so much. Now, I think before we get into the renewable energy financing, I know you touched a little bit on the ways the bank is actually taking care of each of those components, starting with the environment, back to social, and then back to governance. Maybe I also just want to add a little bit that on the governance issue, it is really about how the institution is policing itself. Do we have policies in place that are sustainable, that are ensuring that we are accountable not only to the customers that we are serving, but also to the bodies that are regulating us? Accountable in terms of the environment, accountable in terms of socially. How are we treating the people in the communities where we are operating? That touches the social angle. And Abdul, you are right to mention an issue there on women, because women are a very important component of society, and they have to be taken care of in every aspect that you look at, be it financially, financial empowerment and whatnot. Obviously, you did also touch on the environment, and that really is focusing on how the institutions, organizations are treating the environment, because we all know that we have to ensure that we are existing in a sustainable manner with the environment, such that we ensure that in as much as we are trying to achieve the goals of organizations today, we should not achieve them at the cost of the future generations. So basically, from what Abdul said, I was just trying to pick out some of the key points that you tapped on, in as far as generally what ESG is concerned. What ESG concerns. Abdul, now, when we talk about renewable energy, before I even add the financing aspect, from a layman's language, a layman's point of view, rather, I'm deep down in Chisoro, I'm deep down in Kamuli, I'm deep down in Kumi. I really want to understand, what does renewable energy mean? What does it entail? If someone came to you and they're talking renewable energy, what does it entail? And please, as you explain this, you could kindly give some examples, such that we really put it into context for our viewers and some of the listeners to understand what we are talking about before we even put in the financing aspect, Abdul.
Thank you, Michael, for your compliment and also your elaboration. But renewable energy, this is energy which is given us by nature, which is not used up or depleted, and which is environmentally friendly. It's provided by nature. We use it to whatever extent, and there's no pollution. For example, things like the sun. The sun comes and sets and releases a lot of energy. So even if you tap into the sun energy, you are not going to affect anybody. It's never exhaustible, and it does not affect our environment. The wind, wind is also part of renewable energy. And we look at wind just blows, and for you just use its speed to generate energy. So renewable energy, we are referring to those sources which are environmentally friendly, and they are never exhausted. We can talk about so many things, like, for example, hydro. Hydro is also another source of renewable energy, where we use water, like the dam, like guys who pass via the Owen Falls Dam and other falls. You just need the movement of water, the force of water, to run the turbines, and then you generate energy. The water is flowing, you are not affecting it in any way, and it's driven by gravity, but because of its movement, you are able to generate energy out of that. So that's what we mean by renewable energy. Those are sources which are never overutilized or exhausted. They are given to us by nature, and by using them, we are not affecting anybody, because they are naturally provided. So that's what we mean by when we talk about renewable energy, Michael, in short. Thank you.
The fact that you try to simplify renewable energy for the everyday person, for them to relate, because I believe not a lot of people out there appreciate what these renewable energy sources are. So flipping the coin a little bit, we know that there are people who are engaged in business. The people who are just living your everyday life and would like, for example, to take advantage of some of these renewable energy sources. You pointed out solar, you know, you pointed out the wind because it's also used for generating energy and what have you. But maybe for one reason or the other, probably financially, they're not able to, you know. Um, Speak to us a little bit about matters renewable energy financing now, the support and Centenary Bank. What is the bank doing? What is renewable energy uh, financing or the loans that Centenary Bank that we are here to pretty much talk about today?
Yeah, thank you, Mike, again. Uh, we all know that energy is very important in transforming lives. And as Centenary, we know energy is accelerator to the people we are serving in their homes and their businesses, because it's an enabler in itself, because everything we do needs energy. And also, we also know the energy costs in Uganda are quite very high, which makes our customers not competitive. And like in manufacturing and other areas, and domestically also, we know some people, the black, where there is power, sometimes it's not reliable or costly, or even not there. There are those who are off the grid, but if they access uh, affordable and reliable energy, they can be more productive. They can work for more working hours. It is healthier for them, like people in rural areas. Those in institutions like schools, hospitals, hotels, they can lower their energy bills. So that's why we came in with renewable energy financing in terms of loans at the moment, because we know the upfront cost of installing these solutions is quite very high. For example, buying solar equipment, the solar panels, the inverters, the charge controllers, and all the things is quite expensive for someone to come up with a lump sum to pay for this equipment. Or buying energy efficient equipment like motors and so else. So that's why we came up with cheaper, low interest rate loans to allow our customers be able to get these solutions by a loan which they pay back in installments, in affordable installments. And we have loans like, for example, those who want to install solar in their homes or their businesses or their factories. I talk about factories because solar can also work in factories like tea factories and other factories. So we give them a loan, and then the company installs, and for them they are able to pay us back in installments. In most likely, they pay us from the energy bills they save, because like I told you, this is cheap and affordable. So that's why the bank, at first they started with the solar loan, but now they have gone ahead to develop other products like the power connection loan. And this power connection loan was to allow people wire their houses and tap into the electricity lines which are passing nearby them, because the government realized that most people, power lines were passing near them, but they were not tapping into power. And the problem was the cost of wiring their houses and then getting maybe a meter and connecting. So we also developed a power connection loan. Even those who want to buy energy efficient equipments like cooking, energy efficient cooking solutions, like those in hotels, electric boilers, those in factories, like they want motors, all those people can come and access our power connection loans, and we finance the whole supply chain. So those are loans for power connection to allow our clients get power and energy efficient equipment Those who want also like to step up from single phase to three phase, like those people in Bwaise who are in welding, in doing what, and they are suffering because they have a single phase. That is the loan we do for hydro. And then we have also of recent this year introduced the green loan. That is for clean cooking. You know, we are losing a lot of trees in Uganda. The rate at which we are losing trees, and because we are using a lot of charcoal and firewood, and which is very costly of recent. So we also have introduced a loan called the green loan, and this is for clean cooking. If you want to buy install biogas in your home, if you want LPG, if you want improved cook stove, for example, for schools and hospitals, eh, uh, do, all those ethanol, briquettes, any form of clean cooking we can finance. And we don't only finance the end users, the whole supply chain. Even those who are dealing, they need working capital, they need leasing facilities to scale up production, because now with the prices of charcoal and firewood going up, all people are running now to those other alternative solutions. So that's we have also the loans for clean cooking. So that is in nutshell what our renewable energy financing is all about. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you so much, Abdul. Always being elaborate, and I think that's one of the reasons I enjoy conversing with you whenever I have an opportunity to host you, because you make it so easy by breaking it down for people to understand. And I see the questions seem to indicate that you're really doing the topic justice. Just to highlight, Abdul, we have quite a number of people tuned in. People are watching us, and already I can see some remarks coming in. We have Senyundwa Frank says thank you. He's joining in. We have someone tuning in from Malawi, Victoria. You're welcome. Good to have you on the live. The live chat. There's Elisha Dax says great job, sir. Thank you so much. We appreciate the compliment. Latif says thanks, Centenary Bank. I can see good work in Mbale City. For sure, you are going to change the face of Mbale City. Thank you so much. And Mbale is just one of the places that we are focusing on. But we also have some great works going on in Masaka. We have some great works going on in Kasese as well. And we keep expanding as our resources year on year. The selector Asha says, great. Thank you so much for the compliment. We do have Sandra Sands tuned in from Dubai, all the way from Dubai. And they're also following us live, trying to, to get some knowledge. And I think, Abdul, you'll also give them some assurance that we also handle customers who are in the diaspora, who are away from home, and want to benefit from some of these, financing options that we have. I see again, Alicia Dax, green loan is the way to go. Fantastic. I think, Alicia, you are in class and you know what we are talking about. Ahewa Smith, Leanne, okay. Okay, that's a comment. We will come to that later. There's a statement that you're talking about a certain complaint that we've been handling, but we'll come to that later. Probably at the end of the live session, we'll be able to give you some feedback. Although you can refer to a statement that we outed yesterday, because we did give some updates there. Well, Abdul, thank you so much. I just wanted to highlight you such that you know that we have some people online that are following us very closely. Abdul, maybe I know you might have touched on it as we were introducing the conversation, but I mean, for purposes of getting people to understand why, I think there's no harm in us touching it again. Why is Centenary Bank focusing on this renewable energy loan? Because I know for a fact that not everyone in our industry is actually offering, renewable energy financing options. But why Centenary Bank specifically? I know that yes, we are a market leader for starters, but there's that why that our customers and our supporters and well wishers would like to know. Maybe just briefly to give them a snippet into why we are focusing on these renewable energy loans, and then we'll go on to the next phase of questions. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. As you can understand, Standard Bank, we're a microfinance bank, and we are looking at transforming people's lives. And I told you that energy is an enabler in people's lives, in their homes, and also their places of work, and their businesses. So we started long way back in 2011 to start developing products for renewable energy. The Center Solar Loan, for example, we started a long time ago to develop these products, because we knew that without energy, most of our clients cannot, get out of poverty. Like I talked about, energy helping people for longer working hours, energy helping people to access information, energy helping people uh, uh, for long to read education. you know Now most of the schools are digitalized and people need energy. So Central Bank realized long time ago that energy is an enabler and it has to be provided, and they knew that the initial cost is so high. So we started at 2011 to develop these center solar loan products and renewable energy products. And in 2020, we came in with the power connection loan, and of recent we are developing the green loans. But to go back is that Centenary wants to be always ahead of the team, because we are targeting the vulnerable people. And whenever we see there's an opportunity to empower them, we jump in, because we know that we have to be innovative in the way we provide our financing. And as you know now, we want to be environmental stewardship is part of our strategy under sustainability and ESG. And we have targets for renewable energy now. And you all know that the clock is just ticking. We know we are almost reaching there. Once the temperature goes to that level, it will be tipping over. You saw the Dubai conference. They are all talking about it, because once we reach that level, the temperatures will go high. I will have floods. It will be like confusion and catastrophe. So all the whole world is seeing how we mitigate climate change. And that's why renewable energy comes in, because it's key in climate change mitigation, because it reduces our carbon emissions. Because like I said in the beginning, we are using clean energy where there is no pollution. For example, solar energy is clean. When a hydro is clean, you don't have any carbon print. uh, green green cooking is also another way of reducing carbon print. So the whole world is looking at this, and we all banks, all the industry across, we are all told to be now environmentally aware of what's going on. And for sustainability, for example, who would like to see, someone said in the conference, who would like to see his children living in the world I've just talked about? A world of famine, a world of the desert, a world of the floods. So we now, the people use this generation, we must ensure that there is sustainability, there is continuity, by ensuring that we use our resources efficiently and sustainably. I keep using sustainably, that we can continue going on and going on for even future generations. So that's why Centenary Bank picked this long time ago, but now it's on the world agenda. Everyone is seen to see, what am I doing to see that I mitigate climate change? Briefly, that's why Centenary is involved in that. Thank you, Michael.
Abdul, I must say I like the passion with which you speak about matters sustainability, and the fact that you emphasize sustainability, because it's the way to go. Without us engaging sustainably in whatever we're doing, I think the world would not be a better place. And it starts with us. And like you said, our bank started this journey in 2011. It's not just because ESG is now an area of focus today, or 2 years ago. No, we started our journey of ensuring that we are engaging with our customers. We are promoting businesses in a sustainable manner. Just to mention and to highlight, maybe people to also compliment on the why that Abdul has just walked us through. As we implement our ESG strategy as a bank, it also ties into the SDGs. SDGs is really the sustainability goals for the United Nations. And as we're preparing, I happen to put aside some, statistics just to show you what the bank has been doing, just to speak into that journey that we've been moving, over the years, to show you that it's not something that we started yesterday, or 2 years ago. No, the journey has been on, and we've contributed to each of, I think the 6 or 7 of the SDGs, and I just wanted to highlight to you some of them. For example, if you look at SDG goal number 1, which is no poverty, we've been able to support communities and churches initiatives and supported in implementing over 10 million, supported in reaching over 10 million Ugandans, and you're talking about 557 activities. When you look at the SDG goal number 2, we've given out over 35,000 agriculture-related loans, and that directly contributes to, reducing hunger and zero hunger by under those SDGs that we're talking about. Now, goal number 3, which is good health and well-being, we've supported. For example, last year alone, we did support we had 15 initiatives that were related to, health programs, including, among others, the Rotary Cancer Run, which is coming up next month in August. And we thank you so much for always coming out to support that initiative. In terms of education, that is taken care of under our financial literacy initiative. And Nidai mentioned that we have a unit that takes care of ESG strategy, that sees that all the efforts that are being implemented across the bank are actually coordinated, and that unit is under our corporate affairs and communications department. So we've been able to reach over 17,000 beneficiaries through our financial literacy program. That is under goal number 4 of quality education. The other goal that we've contributed to is the goal of gender equality rather, and that can be seen in the way we are trying to deliberately ensure that we reach out to our female customers. So, and percentage-wise, you will see that we have close to 44% of our customers are female, and these are deliberate efforts because we have programs like the Superwoman Banking that really targets financially including the women out there. And in terms of the bank internally, about 40% of our employees are female. So these are really deliberate efforts, and we are contributing to the larger picture, by the UN and other actors. In terms of the other goal that we are contributing to is goal number 6, which is clean water and sanitation. Last year alone, I think we were able to give out over 80 tanks to help people harvest water, to help schools particularly to harvest water, to ensure that they're living in a clean environment, because people need to wash up, people's need to wash up in order to keep clean. Maybe the lastly but not least, affordable and clean energy. I think this is where Abdul has been focusing quite a lot, and Abdul, we want to thank you so much and your colleagues in your unit for pushing this agenda for us. This is goal number 7. We've been able to disburse over 500 renewable energy loans in terms of contributing to that general picture. As I conclude, let me touch on goal number 8 as well: decent work and economic growth. Directly made employment on staff through agents, because as we employ agents, we have over 700,000, over 7,000 agents. So those are also employing other people. So the more we expand that agent banking network, the more jobs we are creating. In terms of here, I think we're one of the largest employers, the bank. We're employing over 3,300 staff, and I think that number is still growing because we're still striving to reach out to more corners of this country and out of this country. So that number will continue growing. That was SDG number 8. SDG number 13, which is climate action. We did recycle 1,700 tons, of material that can be recycled. We have a partner that we were implementing this with, and the efforts are continuing. Abdul, I think let me close with the one on life and land, and this is specifically to speak into greening the environment. You had someone talking about the initiative that what we're doing in Bali and what have you. We have a deliberate effort of planting a certain number of trees across the country, but obviously we are moving it bit by bit, phase by phase. However, as at last year, we had planted over 14,000 trees with our partners, and the effort continues this year. I think for those of you who are interested in some of these statistics, you can you can visit our website under publications. Our annual report is there, and it really points out some of the milestones we've been able to achieve in as far as our ESG strategy is concerned. Well, Abdul, I want to come back to you, and I see there's a question regarding who should be benefiting from the renewable energy loans, because I see Sandra somewhere in Dubai is asking. I have, back home I have a small business of women's salon. Can I access a power loan? Can Nancy a branch or just help me? So as you respond to Sandra, I also wanted you to kindly break down the categories of customers or people who can benefit from our renewable energy financing options, Abdul. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, for that elaboration, especially on the SDGs. Yeah, Sandra, thank you for tuning in and caring to know what is going on back at home. We appreciate what our diaspora team, our diaspora clients are doing back home. And we are always the safe bank to work with as far as diaspora is concerned, because we have the diaspora accounts, which are safe for you to bank your money and access it whenever you need it. Now, renewable energy, like I said, is cutting across through domestic and business-wise. Domestic, that is our homes. In our homes, we all know we need lighting. We need energy for cooking. I talked about clean cooking. We need energy for watching TV, for radio, for phone charging. So you can start from home, because home also there's a lot of consumption of charcoal and and firewood. So we would like to see that people convert to clean cooking, LPG, biogas, ethanol, or you can use now electric pressure cookers. Now everything is changing. That now, like electric pressure cookers, they are using very less electricity. So we want to start from domestically. All of us should be renewable energy ambassadors by starting from our homes, because everyone here who is listening it, whenever you are working where you are using energy. So by you changing your lives first, you will change so many. That's what I'm requesting, that all of us check ourselves back at home. Are we using renewable energy? Are we saving our environment? And the loans, like I've elaborated, they are all available for you as long as you have sources, reliable sources of payment and flexible payments, because we can do monthly payments. We can give grace period. We can do timely payments. For us, we just look at your cash flows and time the payments, and they come in the amounts which are fitting into your income. And also you are saving on energy. For example, if you are using 2-3 bags of charcoal every month, now you use one charcoal, now you are saving, and those savings go to pay for our solution, and eventually you paid off the loan, you own it, and now you start saving completely without paying any bank. So these energy efficient solutions are self-liquidating. Now for my sister or my daughter Sandra, who is in Dubai, your salon can use solar. It can use solar to run the salon, and that means that you will not have any power breakage, and then your meme bills are going to reduce. So you can use solar for lighting. Solar, if you have an entertainment there, a TV, it can be run on solar. and everything can run on solar. So that's how solar is. Even businesses, they reduce on their energy bills in that way. So anyone who is doing business can access our loans. We are looking at schools and health centers. These institutions are major users of firewood and charcoal, and we want these ones completely to change. We are looking at having green schools which are using renewable energy all through. When it comes to cooking, like I've elaborated earlier, they are using a cleaning solution which I mentioned: biogas, improved cook stove, LPG, electric boilers. Some time back, schools we are not using firewood. They are using electric boilers, and we are linking up with people who are supplying this. We are looking at factories, even tea factories, where renewable energy can still be used. Those in Uganda who are passing at the Kolo airstrip, you have seen a very big solar installation there, which was installed by one of the biggest companies, which is Nexus, which is one of our partner, and it's running the whole airfield. All that NIRA activities is under solar, with producing around 506 megawatts. They even want to sell to the main grid. So people have been thinking that solar is for small domestic, one light, two lights, and then phone charging. No, solar can be even used in industries. And that means that we are reducing on solar, on energy tariffs, to become very competitive. So in short, everyone can access our renewable energy either for domestic or commercial purposes. What you do, just open your account with us, have a national ID. Once you have a national ID, you can open an account and then approach any of our branch or our agent. And now we have even energy champions in branches, and they tell us what your problem is, and then we'll make a loan for you under all our categories. And even our clients who are already having loans, don't be there say, oh, what can I do now? I have already loaned. No, we can give you a second loan. And like I said, these energy loans are self-liquidating. Once you lose your energy bills, you'll be able to pay even for our solution without our problem. We just do an energy audit and look at how you are paying, how much you are paying for electricity. Then after we install our system, which we can do even for testing, we'll tell you how much you are saving. And by that, you'll be comfortably be able to pay for our solution through the cost of energy you have saved. So in a nutshell, those are all our clients we are targeting. Thank you, Michael.
Abdul, I think from what I picked from your submission is that we are targeting both individuals and institutions as well as businesses. So, irrespective of which category you fall in, for as long as you have a need, you can come. Like Abdul mentioned, we sit down, we make an assessment, and then even guide you on what the available options are. Because you might come and you feel you want solar, but you're in an area where wind can do best for you, Abdul. And we have all those experts ready to advise you and guide you, such that whatever project that you're taking on is sustainable. Because we want you to succeed. The moment you succeed, we are also succeeding. We want you to be part of our success stories. So thank you so much, Abdul. I know you touched. Next, we'll be talking about some of the additional requirements. I know you mentioned one of them. But before we go there, Abdul, as you probably sip on a glass of water, I just wanted to go back to the chat to pick out some more comments, just to put our conversation into perspective. Alicia Dax has a great comment, and you're saying the fact that you ECCC should promote your marketing strategy such that the masses could know your renewable energy. Thank you so much. I think Abdul will say one or two things about that. We have some partners in both government and private entities that we are working with to scale up, but also to ensure that these financing options are quite affordable. Bran Omoding, does Centenary Bank deal in trade credits? Not sure I got that clearly. Maybe Abdul, you can note it if you did. If you didn't, Bran, I'd ask you to kindly maybe rephrase your question such that I can get it better for us to be able to respond to you, appropriately. Sandra, thank you so much. You're saying Centenary Bank is your bank. Thank you so much, and your customer. Thank you so much for the love and support. Um, Hope you're keeping well over there in Dubai. Elisha Dax, do you have energy loan officers at every branch? Are they sufficiently knowledgeable to explain the benefits of renewable energy to customers? Thank you, Abdul. Kindly take note of that. Again, Alicia Dax. Abdul, can you tell us more about the process and the interest rate on the renewable energy loan? Yes, we shall come to that shortly. And then thank you so much, Mr. Abdul. You're the best teacher. Abdul, that's a compliment coming in from Sandra. Like I said, you've done a very great job in trying to, to break down matters ESG as well as renewable energy. But first, let's respond to Elisha Dax, the one who is talking about, who is asking if we have loans officers at every branch, and if they're sufficiently, knowledgeable to explain to customers about the offering.
Thank you, Elisha. And I think that is Mr. Elisha Lugolovi, if I'm not mistaken, in UK. Thank you, Elisha. We still remember your contribution in the beginning of this program, and we miss you. So I can guess who is talking to me right now. He must be in UK. Yeah, Elisha, that's a good question. And like I said, we have now energy champions in all our branches, because all our branches now have targets for disbursing renewable energy loans. Like we said, it's part now of our strategy. Our board, it is in our board balance scorecard and the top management scorecard. We are all now focusing on renewable energy as a bank. So all our branches now, we are tracking them on how much they are financing for renewable energy, because it's very important to, as banks, to direct investment in areas which, as we think, they promote sustainability. So you're right, and we are partnering with, someone talked about UECCC. Yes, we have so many partners, because as a bank alone, we cannot do this alone. We need partners, and partners have helped us a lot, especially when I tell you affordable loans. That means we are also getting funds, cheaper funds for on lending at lower interest rate. Of recent, UECCC is launching another program. It is called Electricity Access Scale Project, where we are going to see all government institutions and private institutions, schools, being all connecting to renewable sources of energy. That project is quite huge. I cannot talk on their behalf, but yes, they are helping us a lot. And thus we can count our success with them. We have been the first bank to work with them, and we can see now bringing the biggest project in the sub-Saharan Africa of electricity access scale project. So yes, we are working with partners. We have USAID and others, and we need more partners still, because as you can know, this is a huge project, a huge endeavor. We can't do it alone. But because of our outreach, we have 80 branches, more than 8,000 agents, and we have 189 ATMs. Because of our outreach, all our other partners can use us to be a vehicle to trickle down any support for environmental or climate change financing. We need partners in tree planting. I had MasterCard under the renewal under the conference that they want to plant trees. We welcome that, because they say they want to plant around 100 million trees. And Michael, we need to follow up on that, because for us, we want only to plant 16,000 trees. This is quite little. The need is quite so high. I just want to speak into the credits.
Yes.
I think we was talking about the carbon credits. We also want to start a carbon credit program. Those are some of the future things we want to do. Currently, we are doing only loans, but we want to do a carbon credits program, whereby our financing can also generate income to us, so that we can get more funds for sustainability, creating more awareness, and giving back to our businesses which are embracing these sustainable, who have ESG strategy and they are using renewable
Mm.
energy. But at the moment, we are yet to develop our carbon credit program. But those are some of
Yes.
the things which are under our strategies. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like the fact that we have some our viewers who are actually aware of matter sustainability, because Brian actually mentioned the credits that you're talking about. For me, that spells awareness. And again, I just want to add my voice to yours and thank Elisha, uh, our comrade, for contributing towards towards the journey. Thank you so much. Well, I think, Abdul, we in the next 5 or so minutes, I wanted us to exhaust our questions, and then we'll close with some additional questions that are coming in into the chat. Um, Briefly, walk us through some of our requirements, because you did touch on one earlier there when you were talking, but some of the other requirements for a customer and institution to be able to access financing for their renewable energy project. And while you're at it, kindly also you'll hint on the process and how long it takes for that matter, Abdul.
Thank you, Michael. Time flies very fast. This topic is so interesting. I hope in future
Indeed.
we will
Mm,
get more discussions and more people contributing. And I like to see that we have a more listening audience across the
indeed.
globe. We are ready to
Yes.
champion this in Centenary Bank because we
Mm,
have the capacity. So, like I said, as a bank, there are those traditional things we need an account, because that's where we always have manage our relationship with our clients. This account is yours, and the money you put there is yours. So everyone who operates with the bank must have an account. A national ID is the one which you use to open an account, and of recent, it's the one we use for credit reference bureau. These days, we don't need a financial card. Once you have the national ID, that's enough. And then a reliable sources of income, because as a bank, we must see that you are able to pay. But like I told you, payment is very flexible and it will come from the energy savings you are going to make. But still, we have to
mm,
confirm that you can pay, either you're a salary earner, whether you are self-employed, you have a business, you are a school, you are a health center. So that is very key. And now
mm.
you must, the purpose should be there and well elaborate. What do you want to use the money for? Do you want to buy solar? So you have to get an invoice or a budget or a BOQ, bills of
Yes.
quantities, to indicate how much do you need to install this solution. And please go to good vendors. As Centenary Bank, we are trying to get good vendors in all areas of renewable energy. For example, under biogas, we have received some companies from UECCC, and that's some of the support they give us. And we have received 46 companies for also solar. Some of you are hearing StarTimes always marketing Centenary Solar Loan. Those are also our partners. We are Nexus Green. We are formalizing our relationship and we are already working together. So we are having quite a number of partners because we want you to get quality. You know, in renewable energy, I think Elisha can be a witness to this. Without getting quality installations, then payment becomes very hard because you are not saving on energy and you are not happy with your loan. So please get a quotation from a reliable vendor to put for you a solution for anything you want to do, either an improved cook stove. If you don't have, approach us so that we can talk to our partners. We have so many partners, UNAC, USEA, we have these umbrella bodies. They always guide us, but we want you to see that you get quality installation, because Centenary, we are known for that. Our brand cannot be associated with anything bad. And all those companies we give you, we have signed memorandum of understanding and we hold them accountable. That's count on me. If you have any problem on that, please, you come to us. And our loans, we're still a microfinance, but we can give big loans. We start with 100,000 Uganda shillings. We have kept that. It is too low, of course. Sometimes people say, but we have now even the phone loans. So you can get this money, even if it is small, you can get it on phone, because Central Bank now we are giving phone loans. That is the Center Mobile loans. But our loan can go up to 20 million. our loan can go up to 20 billions, 20 billion. So that means we cover the whole market, factories, what, and we are coming up with more innovative methods of financing, like power purchase agreements, energy leases, so that some of you don't have a high capex on your budget, to ensure that you are not loaded on liabilities. So that is key. The time taken, the normal time we take for our current clients, only 3 days. Only 3 days, and you have your loan, even less than days. For example, those good paying clients, even within one day, they can get their loan. Chartered earners within hours. And for new clients, because we have to do more due diligence on you, we can use up to 5 days. But for SMEs, we can go to 2 weeks to 3 weeks, because there's a lot of analysis which takes place at the branch and head office. But some of our branches can approve up to 100 million at the branch level. So our processing speed and turnaround time is the best in the market. So I assure you that when you apply through us, you get your solution like yesterday. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, Abdullah. I like the assurance that you're giving to our customers, and indeed, not just because we are the leading, financial institutions in matters financing renewable energy, no, but because we understand what it entails, and we have all the experts that we need. Abdul just hinted we're working with a lot of other people, partners. Some of them we might be able to mention here, others we may not be able to mention, but we are all committed to this cause of lending sustainably and supporting projects that are sustainable, that ensure that we do not compromise the ability of the environment to serve us currently, but also the future generation. Thank you so much, Abdul. Again, let me go back and pick a few comments before we, I think, tackle the last question as we near our closure. Uh, Elisha is, just thanking you, Abdul, for the great work. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. There's a youth initiative, Laudato Youth Initiative. I think they want to find out, do you empower youth initiatives that focus on inventing green technology and innovations? Abdul, you will come to speak into that shortly. Then Stephen, you're asking if we do have solar loans. Yes, I think you might have come in a little late, but Abdul broke down some of the loans that we are taking care of under our renewable energy financing, and solar loans was high up there. It's one of them that we are taking care of. Sandra Sands, once again, we need more lessons to understand the good things you have for us, so we can spread, I think, the good news around. Thank you so much, Sandra. And indeed, we are going to continue coming back here. We have so much more lined up. I think Abdul, being the fact that again, you are a champion on housing, there's quite a lot that we can discuss matters housing, and I think Sandra and our colleagues in the diaspora will be interested. We'll also schedule a session next time to specifically talk about housing, and Abdul here, the Ebo Abdul, will be able to walk you through and give you some hints and highlights on how to even build incrementally. For example, some people think when you start building, you build until you finish. No, but that's a discussion for another day. And I like the fact that, Sandra, you're interested in knowing more, and we shall be able, to give you the information that you need. Abdul, maybe before we talk up, we discussed the question of how do we identify our partners, to ensure that our customers are getting the quality that they deserve, but also uh, to ensure that they are dealing with genuine people. First, let's talk to Laudato, the youth initiative, asking us if we empower youth initiatives that are focusing on inventing those green technologies and innovations, and then we'll wrap up with the other.
Yeah, thank you, Laudato. And the youth should come up, because as Michael we speak, the future which is going to be in jeopardy is especially the youth.
Yes.
And they should come up and really take this mantle and take leadership now, not to wait until things are out of control. And like we said, we talk about partnership. Also, we want to see local partnership, associations, border associations, youth in whatever walks of life, in schools. We have youth program
Yes.
in Centenary Bank. We have a manager for youth and women. So Centenary Bank's youth, because we know youth, you are the future. So approach us and we partner with you. We do financial
Yeah.
literacy for our youth, to tell you how to manage your finances well, to tell you how you manage your business as well. Even for skill, we want to do empowering
Right.
youth with green skills. For example, when you talk about construction of, 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 of improved cook stoves, when you talk about solar installations, biogas, it's the youth who are going to do this. And you need these skills. So all youth,
Yes.
and even when we talk about awareness, still you are the youth, because this is your future. You are the one to create awareness about these solutions. And we are ready to work with you in
Right.
any way to see how we can facilitate you to go out and increase more awareness and bring business to the bank for renewable energy, so that we save the environment. The youth, we have an elaborate program for youth which you should take up.
Right.
And the issue of quality is key. That's why even if we started in 2011, people have not been feeling us a lot, because we have been being more careful, because this sector is a bit, has been slow on growing. But now, with now so many players coming into the market, and also the whole world looking at renewable energy, we are seeing some change. Even international big companies, like I told you, Nexus Green
Yes. Right.
is a UK
Right.
is a UK company. So we are doing due diligence on these companies, but also you ECCC working with World Bank, they are doing also due diligence on these companies. So if you want a good quality renewable energy system, go through the bank, and especially go through your bank, Centenary Bank, because you are your bank, and we're a bank which
Right.
banks on values. And for us, people are more important than money. We don't look at money, we look at the people, because you are our people. Thank you.
Right. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Abdul. You sound very assuring, and I can tell you are all about assurance. I mean, that's the reason why we've been here for the last 40 years, and still growing. Thank you so much. I think we've come to the end of the session, Abdul. It's been really wonderful talking to you, like always is. And I promise Sandra and the other customers that have tuned in that I will have Abdul here very soon to again share with us some more information about matters housing and whatever aspect that we might have identified. But be sure that you will still have him here before the year ends to share, to tap from his deep well of knowledge. Abdul, that's all the time we had, but I want to give you maybe 30 seconds or a minute for your parting shots. I'm sure there's that one thing or two that you want to put across there before we wrap up. Otherwise, from me, it's been wonderful. It's always wonderful to host and speak to our customers and to learn, because I'm happy to note that from the people who have commented, at least there's a level of knowledge. They know quite a bit about the topic that we're discussing. So thank you so much, Abdul. I want to give you time for your parting shots, and then we'll wrap up. Otherwise, a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening. We'll see you next time. Abdul?
Thank you, Tim, and thank you, our listeners, and thank you the time you've given us today to discuss a very important topic about renewable energy. Not only renewable energy, climate change. I want to take this time to address you and tell you that climate change is real. And all of us, unless we do something, we are headed for maybe the end of the world. And we should not stay back. It's a big war, which we cannot do it alone. We need each other. We need you to understand and put in place mechanisms for climate change mitigation. And we are your partners. We are ready to work with you, but we need you more, and we need more partners on board to see that we run this big animal of climate change. But we are knowledgeable and we are capable, and if we work together, everything will be achieved. Thank you so much, and bye bye.
Thank you, Abdul. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next time. It's been Michael, your host. and warm greetings from our bank. Thank you. See you.